It's good. It's good, everybody. Let me get this thing out the way. 1 second. 1 minute. Uh, audio. Yeah. All right. Let me fix the audio. Man. Hey, everybody. What's up, man? Let me fix this crap. You might hear the Google Maps a little. God damn, lady. Fuck. I try to hit you, man. Well, you going crazy, man. Yeah, but yeah, what's up, everybody? What's good, man? What's good? And yeah, I forgot. I forgot I even hit 600, man. I forgot I hit 600 videos, man. What's good, Black Circle? What's up, man? What's good? What's up, bro? Man. What's up? I hit 600, man. And it's been a long journey, man. It's been a long journey just to be on YouTube to even hit 600. Kalala, what's up, man? I'm on the road, but it's been a long journey, man. To think about it, what was it? Less than I think it was last year, or maybe it's almost 2 years ago. Might have been over 2 years ago, man. And I remember 2 years ago. It might have been 2 years ago or half a year. I had the issue with Tony Bruno, man. I had the issue with Tony Bruno where I just told the man, I hope you well. We don't got to talk anymore. And next thing I know, man, there was a whole campaign, man. There was a whole campaign to slander my name, man. Defamation. No, that's another thing I want to say. What's funny about YouTube is that there are literally, I think there's over 3 streams right now. Yeah, the Tony Gate. Yeah, it was good, man. It was good. Black Circle was good. Yeah, there was a Tony Gate thing, man. Tony Bruno came after me, man. There was an entire campaign to slander my name and defame me. And the thing about that is, what's funny about that is, man, what happened is you had Tony Bruno do a stream, and you had I think he might have changed his channel, but you had Primal make a whole stream. You had Mika make a whole stream where they were accusing me of pedophilia because I wrote like a religion thing, and I took some aspects of Christianity. I took some aspects of Judaism, the Catholic Church. And I basically just squeezed them together to make my own religious, not really a religion, but something on the border of that location. So they made 3 whole streams, man. Tony Bruno even attached the FBI to it. I know those 3 streams are still up there, where you're falsely accusing somebody of a very major crime, man. You know, major. This ain't a crime you would play with. So, you know, to me, I'm not worried about it. When the time comes, you know, it'll be handled. You know what I mean? But you know, that's a while from now, man. That's a while from now. But when the time comes. But you know, I want to say this, man. You know, I want to, you know, 600 videos, man. You know, you gotta understand. I started YouTube when I started YouTube, really focusing on it. Really started focusing on YouTube. I think around 2019 or 2018. I think 19 when I really started going at it. But you know, man, I want to thank some people, man. You know, because you know we don't make it this far without some level of support, man. You know, I want to shout out to the homie, man, Coach Soappill, man. You know, Coach Soappill, really solid dude, man. You know, that's a very solid guy, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been talking to Coach Soappill for over what is it, man? Over some years, man. Good dude, man. Good dude. You know what I'm saying? A lot of one thing I've learned in this manosphere, man, this YouTube stuff, you know, you learn a lot, man. You learn that a lot of people in this space, this is their life, man. You know what I'm saying? You learn one thing YouTube has exposed me to is, man, is just how deep into YouTube as their identity and you know, just how much the validation from YouTube means for some people, man. It's crazy, man. You know, and just how far people are willing to go, man. You know, to destroy you and try to capitalize on people's destruction, man. You know, that's one thing I've learned about YouTube. You know, another person, you know, shout out to MD, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people will think, oh, you know, hold the truth hostage, MD, you know, there's some problems there. No, there ain't no problems, man. We're men. You know what I'm saying? Men eventually go about their own individual paths. And, you know, we cross paths here and there, man. Shout out to MD and Scribe, man. You know, Smash TV, man. Shout out to them because I remember, man. I remember when you know, when MD was gonna take that break, man. He was gonna take that break, and you know, a lot of people don't understand what MD did, man. You know what MD did for me and the respect he showed me, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand that. You know, they don't understand the respect that MD and Scribe showed me. You know what I'm saying? It showed me a level of respect you don't get, man. You know, and the respect came from. I remember when MD was about to take his break. You know, he was about to take that break. He had to handle something, and you know, MD, you know, on his way out said, you know what, hold the truth hostage, man. You know what I mean? You keep carrying that torch. You keep doing what you've been doing, man. And what you got to understand is that, you know, I never met MD. You know what I'm saying? I've never met MD. Most of us on here never met, man. We never met. And for a man to say, you know what, man, I've never met Hold the Truth hostage, but he's a solid dude, man. And I'm gonna put my name on the line and say, yo, man, you know, I gotta handle something. Yo, hold the truth hostage. Keep it going, man. Carry that torch. Keep it moving, man. You know what I'm saying? So I never take that for granted, man. You know what I'm saying? What MD did during that time when he said, yo, man, hold the truth hostage. Keep it moving, man. Keep going, brother. You know, and keep carrying that torch. Keep it moving, man. Because what a lot of people don't understand is, you know, I got my channel, whatever, but compared to MD's channel, it, what I mean, it ain't there. It isn't that big as MD. So for MD to give me that stamp of approval and say, "Yo, man, I got none but respect for you, man. Keep doing your thing, man. Keep doing your thing, bro, and much love, much respect." You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people have tried to capitalize and create this message that, hold the truth hostage and MD and Scribe got issues, man. That's a lie, man. That's a lot of people try to manufacture and artificially create some problems. You know what I'm saying? ESP was good, man. ESP, what's up? A lot of people try to manufacture a divide, but if you've seen because MD had to delete a lot of the old streams because of trolling and people striking the channel. You know what I'm saying? YouTube coming after other people. So he had to delete some videos, but even on those videos, man, we agree, we disagree. You know what I'm saying? We men, man. One thing I've learned from YouTube is that, man, there's a lot of people that operate with a cult mentality, man. There's a huge cult mentality approach to how people run their YouTube channels. You know what I'm saying? It's either you agree with me completely, you know what I'm saying? Everything's about an agreement. There is no such thing as speaking up. Yo, JP, what's good, man? What's good, bro? What's up, JP? What's good? You know what I'm saying? There's no speaking up about our faults and our problems. There's a lot of people that operate YouTube channels like that because over the years I've come to learn, man. A lot of people don't understand, man. Why are people so aggressive on YouTube? Why are people so antagonistic? You know what I'm saying? Why are people so angry? And how come they can come at you, come at your family, come at your character? You know what I'm saying? I've had people flash my address, man. I had people, you know what I'm saying, try to connect me to some crimes and, come at me, man. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when MD said this, man. MD was on his stream and, I saw it, you know what I'm saying? I remember when MD was like, "Yo, man, they coming after me, bro. They trying to, you know what I'm saying? They trying to dox MD. They trying to, you know what I'm saying? They trying to video. They taking photos. They trying to take photos of the man. You know what I'm saying? They trying to come at him by any means necessary, man." And when I saw that, and I remember I chopped it up with MD, man, and he told me, "Yo, man, they coming at him, man. You see channels dedicated to attacking MD, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You see channels dedicated to attacking MD, man." And I was like, man, at first, I saw it, you know what I'm saying? I still don't 100% understand the word trolling, you know what I'm saying? Trolling and all that. I never understood it, you know what I'm saying? Because I come from an offline perspective, you know what I'm saying? I come from, off the internet, but I saw them coming after MD, man, coming after him hard, man. You know what I'm saying? And then I started understanding. I started getting why are people so aggressive online, man? It's because the internet allows you to have access to what you could never do in the physical world. Because think about it, in the physical world, we've been on, I've been on some streams on Smash TV, where we spoke about this, man, how people are just they're just brave, man. They're brave and super tough online because online there's no physical tension. You know, when you go on the internet, your height, your weight, your race, none of this matters. All that matters on the internet is your internet connection. Just how clear of a internet connection and how strong your internet signal is, man. That's all that matters on the internet, you know? So you could be as tough as you want to be online, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at the internet like everybody could be Batman online. You know, everybody has access to putting that switch on and flipping it. And what the internet allows is those guys that in real life, man, they wouldn't do nothing. And I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not implying violence or none of that. I'm not saying, well, you got to be violent to be about something. I'm not trying to say none of that, but basically, man, with the internet, the way things work is that, man, you can play the role all you want. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, man. Give me a minute. You know, with the internet, fuck. You know what I mean? With the internet, man, you get to be whoever you want to be, man. You know what I'm saying? You get to play the role. Man, you get to play the role of the toughest guy you want to be, man. Online. So on the internet, dude, you get to be whoever you want to be, man. And it's given everybody the power to be that tough guy they wanted to be in real life. You know what I'm saying? All the people that were bullied in real life, that weren't that tough guy, weren't Mr. Whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? They weren't Mr. Fuck, man. They weren't like a bully. You know what I'm saying? They were not that tough guy. You know what I'm saying? They were not that tough guy in college and in high school. Oh, fuck, man. This shit led me to the wrong place. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. What is going on here? All the people that, wait a minute, all the people that could, basically you go online, man, you could play any role you want. You could role play as anybody you want, any tough guy, anybody. You know what I'm saying? And what happened is a lot of guys utilize this on the internet. And what the internet has allowed people to do is, man, the internet has allowed a lot of people to basically, basically play the role of the bully they could never be in real life. You know what I'm saying? And the internet, you can create as many alt accounts as you want. So you could basically amass a mob. You know what I'm saying? You got the passport bros wanting to box each other now. Yeah, I saw that. I saw, man, one of the homies shared the video with me, but, I saw two men go overseas and instead of enjoying the country, the women, they went boxing. They went to fight each other online. For online validation and cred. I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? But to get back on the subject is that, man, online people can be as tough as they want to be, man. They could play the tough guy role as much as they want because, dude, you know what I mean? Because, dude, you can't really touch anybody. You know what I'm saying? So because you can't really touch anybody and there's not that physical tension like in real life, like, if I saw somebody in real Man. You know what I'm saying? If I saw somebody in real life, man, you know, we'd potentially we'd handle things differently. We would size each other up. You might fight, you might not. You know what I'm saying? But in real life, there's some consequences. There's consequences to how you move and your actions. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So in real life, man, there's some consequences. So one thing I've learned online, and dude, I've been a part of many groups, man. You know what I mean? I'm on the comic book section of YouTube. I'm on the manosphere section of YouTube. I'm on the black manosphere. I'm on the black section of YouTube. I've been on a lot of them, man. And one thing you see on the internet is that, man, a lot of people get to live their fantasy online, man. A lot of people get to role play. You know what I'm saying? You will never be able to role play a persona like you can online. You know, you will never get to, man, because online we're all tough. We can all be loud and all that stuff. And a lot of people in the real world that whether they were cowards, whether they were wimps or weaklings, whatever you want to call it, they now can amass a mob of people. They can antagonize you. They can attack you verbally. They can send you emails threatening you, man. They can basically intimidate you as much as they can in a perspective they could never do in the real world. So the internet is like it's steroids, man. It's steroids for a lot of people's egos, man. It gives you a boost that your body doesn't matter, your height, your ethnicity, none of that matters. Because once you go online, man, we're all equal for the most part. We can all troll and attack each other and so on. So that's what happened online, man. And that's why I remember when they came after MD, man, where he showed there are literally dedicated channels trying to dox the man, attack him. Then I saw it myself, man. Then I saw the hate myself when I became a target. You know what I'm saying? Became a target, and I saw people making channels, videos. I saw a whole stream attacking my name, defamation, and all that, and I saw it, and I'm like, man, a lot of these people think they're tough. They think they can psychologically break you down. They think I could stream over 3 hours about hold the truth hostage. We could make a whole campaign and we'll break them. And I'm like, dude, I'm not a guy who grew up online, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I didn't really play Xbox Live or like I played some of it. I would watch like my brothers or something, but I never got online where I was like I could say I was bullied online or none of that, dude. I grew up in the real world, man. I grew up in the true world where, yo, man, people got bullied for real, man. People got hurt. People got threatened. People got unalived. You know what I'm saying? People got hurt for real. So when you see these people do these streams, I'm like, man, if I wanted to, man, I could go for 10 hours straight just verbally destroying, man. You know what I'm saying? To the point where it could push you to do something to yourself, man. A lot of these people don't get that YouTube has saved a lot of people, man. YouTube, like as bad as the censorship is, man, the censorship has saved some people's lives, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. The censorship has saved some people's lives because if YouTube was truly uncut, man, unfiltered, like I wouldn't have to worry about a YouTube strike for Yo, David, what's good, man? What's up, David? What's up, man? What's good? You know what I'm saying? If I didn't have to worry about a YouTube strike, man, yo, some people would be crying right now, man. You know, I remember talking to MD, man. MD does some streams. Oh, man. MD does some streams where he roasts people. You know what I'm saying? I've done some roasting here and there, but what people don't get is that, man, we're roasting on a limit, man. You can't fully roast somebody on YouTube, man. You got to worry about some channel strikes. You got to worry about some people in their feelings bitching. You know what I'm saying? Crying that you hurt their mental feelings and all that bullshit, man. You can't really fully roast online anymore. You know what I'm saying? Man. Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? You can't fully do it. You know? So there's, man. You know, yeah, my bad, man. It's fucking Google Maps. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people on YouTube, man, they think you're really roasting them, man. Like you're really hurting their feelings. You can't, man. You can't really roast somebody on YouTube, man. You know what I'm saying? There's still a level of censorship you have to operate on. So you can't really try to you know, verbally assault somebody. You know what I'm saying? Or roast them towards the grave. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in high school, man, class clown in high school. All we did was roast, man. We called it hiking, but all we did, man, man. I remember roasting somebody to the point where they wanted to fight me, or they wanted to jump off the bus and do whatever. You know what I'm saying? I almost got jumped for roasting people. Almost got expelled from high school. The list goes on, man. You know what I'm saying? But on YouTube, these people are doing 3-hour streams, and you're like, dude, man, I've lived in the real world, man. I've had homies go, homies no longer living or amongst the living. You know what I'm saying? Amongst the living anymore. So, like, what can you do on a little stream with some videos? Nothing. You know what I mean? But, I mean, you can build a case. All I know is once the money's right, man, there's gonna be a good lawsuit coming in the manosphere. It'll be a great lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? I'll get to be in Law and Order. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I'm not worried, man. There's a lot of people that have done stuff, man, try to destroy my character, destroy who I am and all that stuff. And I'm like, whatever, man. It is what it is. Oh, fuck. Yeah. They did what they did, man. But, the reason I bring this up is that, man, 600 videos, man. 600, man. That's a lot, It's a lot. And, I want to, like I said, I want to thank the homie, Coach Soap Pill, man. Much respect to that dude. I want to thank MD and Scribe, because, when MD, gave me that big ups, man, that respect when he left the manosphere for a while because he had to handle something. And, he gave me that respect. He said, yo, hold the truth hostage, man. Keep doing you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Keep the torch, keep the flame alive, man. Keep that fire burning. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't have to do that, but he did it, man. Much respect to MD and Scribe, man. You know what I'm saying? MD and Scribe, respect to them brothers, man. We got disagreements, but that's men, man. We will disagree, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just manhood, man. We got our own individual ideals, so we'll disagree here and there. But shout out to the homie JP, man. I've talked to JP, man. JP's a solid dude, man. When I chopped it up with JP, JP's told me, wow, we gotta keep evolving our mind, man. You know, we gotta keep pushing it further and further, because once you get complacent, man, you know, it's cliche, but once you get complacent, man, that's when you not only stop evolving, but you start becoming an echo chamber. An echo chamber is when, you know, I think an echo chamber, of course, it's when people keep repeating the same thing over and over again, but it's also when you run into the situation where you're talking about the same thing over and over again, and you get stuck in a loop. You know what I'm saying? You get stuck in a loop, and you're talking about the same thing so much, you just keep hearing yourself, man. You keep hearing yourself and your words you said before. You know what I'm saying? It becomes a plague of you just speaking up on previous things. And I think an echo chamber becomes when you keep repeating the same thing over and over again, you start hearing something before you even say anything. You know what I'm saying? And let me see. You know what I mean? So to me, man, you know, shout out to JP, man. You know, shout out to the homie, you know, David Little, man. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't know, man. Some people on here, man, you know, we've been talking since like 2019, 2020. You know, that's like 5 years, man. You know, I've been chopping it up, talking to the homie, you know, JP, David Little, you know, Black Circle, you know, MD and Scribe. You got to know, man, we've been talking and chopping it up on and off for like 5 years, man. That's 5 years of knowing people, man. I can't even say in real life I've talked talked to that many people at a consistent pace, man. You know, that's how it's become. So, you know, sometimes we go our separate ways here and there, but you know, that's life, man. We not all gonna stay. Uh, you know what I mean? We're not all gonna stay in the same place, man. We're gonna move around and do our own things, man. I think David Little once took a break, man. The homie JP took a break. You know, everybody still has their own life, man. You know, everybody still got their own life, so you know they'll come and go and do their own thing, man. You know, it's just the way things are, man. Fuck, man, these people. What are you waiting for? Damn, man. It's just the way things are, man. You know what I'm saying. So everybody moves at their own pace, but you know, man, 600 videos, man. You know, you know, it's a major accomplishment, man. I didn't even know I'd be still doing it. You know, I'd still be making videos, still be evolving, man. You know, I wanna thank everybody that's been on this journey, man. You know, that's still on this journey with me, man. You know, much respect, man. And you know, I wanna thank you for watching and supporting, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I wanna thank everybody for that, man. Driving and yeah. Yo, Black Circle, man, you wild, man. You wild, dude. I'm following the GPS, man. It gets me lost at times, man. You know, I'm not driving in circles, man. That's messed up, man. You're basically saying, man, even with a GPS, you know what I'm saying? You're saying, yo, even with a GPS, I'm still, man. That's wild, dude. But you know what I mean? That's wild, man. That's wild, dog. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna be real with you, yo. I remember when I was in Texas, man, Google Maps almost killed me, man. Google Maps, I was following Google Maps, man. I ended up on the wrong side of the highway, man. I ended up on the wrong side of the highway like 2 times, man. I could have, luckily I drive kind of slow. You know what I mean? I drive kind of slow, but dude, I almost died following Google Maps in Texas, man. You know, it was wild. But to get back to things, it's that, man. You know, you know what I'm saying? I want to thank everybody, man. And also, man, I wanna say, man, rest in peace to the people we lost, man. You know, to the people we lost in this community, man. Uh, in the black pill sector, man. We lost a lot of people during Conan 19, man. You know what I'm saying? We lost a lot of people, and a lot of the people we lost, we don't even know. We don't even know we lost them, man. We don't even know we lost them, but a lot of people passed away during Conan 19. And I just want to say, man, rest in peace to the homies we lost, man. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people bring that up, but man, all I can say, hitting 600 videos is that, man. You gotta understand, man. And a lot of people will ask me, man, how come you don't do a lot of collaborations? How come you're not doing too many collaborations? And, how come many people aren't hitting you up for some collaborations and, to cooperate, collab on a video? You know what I'm saying? On a video, I'm gonna tell you why, man. Because what happens is, you gotta understand, man. A lot of people living by a lie, man. A lot of people living by a lie. You know what I mean? A lot of people living by a lie, man. Can't collaborate with a man that will tell you. It's not about the truth. It's not just the truth. It's that a lot of people, you know what I mean? A lot of people fear collaborating with someone that will honestly say that, yo, man, I'm broken glass, man. I'm broken glass, dude. A lot of us are broken glass. Cracked, broken. There's not many men on this YouTube space that can honestly look themselves in the mirror and say, yo, there's no cracks on you, man. You know what I'm saying? There's no cracks on you, and that you're not whole, man. In all honesty, I accepted that years ago that, man, I'm a man who can look at myself and say, damn, I'm a man that can look at myself and say, yo, man, you know, life has dealt me with some cards, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, I'm not completely. I got cracks. There's cracks on the glass. That is who I am, man. We've all dealt with it. And what I'm trying to say is that, you know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say is that, man, a lot of us didn't come from, you know, balanced households. A lot of us didn't grow up with mom and dad. A lot of us, even if you grew up with mom and dad, that's all you had. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have access to your grandparents. You didn't have access to your cousins and so on. So a lot of us are damaged goods, man. A lot of us. You know what I'm saying? And the fear that comes with a guy like me is that, yo, if Hold the Truth Hostage is willing to admit that, God damn, yo, if Hold the Truth Hostage is willing to admit that he is damaged goods. You know what I'm saying? Damaged goods. Then, man, that means he will call me out. You know what I'm saying? He'll either call me out on a stream or he'll be speaking some things I don't want to speak about that would expose some truth that I'm denying. You know what I'm saying? I've had you know what I'm saying? I've had collaborations canceled, you know. I've had collabs canceled where people told me, yo man, just shoot me an email. You know what I'm saying? Shoot me an email and I'll let you know if I can do it or not. You know, I've had that. You know what I'm saying? I've had those collaborations canceled, you know. You know, a lesser person would be damn man. You know, other people would try to hold those people to the fire and you know, have some issues with them. But I understand, man. I understand what happens when you speak from a perspective of external and internal truth. You know, now you know I know what you're thinking. What do you mean by external and internal truth, man? A lot of people on this YouTube space tend to be external for the most part. You know, they're willing to speak about all the problems of society, the problems of dating, you know, everything that's external, they're willing to speak about, you know, but they're not willing to speak about the internal problems, you know what I'm saying? Because it would make them look you know, fallible, or you know, it would make them look a little weak, or it would make them look I forget the word vulnerable. You know, make them look vulnerable because the majority of the manosphere is built on delusion. It's built on delusion. You know, if you watch most of the manosphere, you'll watch hundreds, thousands of male channels where it's just men saying the women are delusional. The women are delusional when the men were the ones that proposed. You know what I'm saying? When the men were the ones that proposed, when the men were the ones who got on their knees. You know what I'm saying? Yet the women are delusional. You know, so and you'll watch this from a cliche perspective. You'll hear a lot of men in the manosphere say, well, you know, these women are delusional, they're entitled. When the women reach age 30, they're damaged goods. They come with a lot of baggage. But the truth is, man, there's a lot of men, bro. A mass majority of us men are coming with baggage. You know, we're coming with cracks. You know, I touched up on this on a stream. I don't remember the stream, but you know, I spoke about glass. A lot of us are shattered glass, man. A lot of us are cracked. What happens when glass cracks and it breaks, man? You put it together. Let's say a mirror broke in your house. The mirror broke and you put it all back together, man. It's still cracked. It's still shattered, man. You just put it back together, man. A lot of us don't want to admit, man, we are shattered glass or cracked. You know, we're damaged goods, man. A lot of us are damaged goods, bro. And it's your ability to accept that, yo, man, you're damaged goods. Then you can move. You know, you can move in society and actually accept who you are. Oh, man, of tomorrow, what's good, man? What's up, man? How's everything? You know, you can accept what you are, man. And a lot of men are struggling with the inability to accept that, yo, you're damaged goods, man. A lot of the problems we got in the manosphere is that we only speak the majority. And, you know, I apologize for being a part of it. You know what I'm saying? I was a part of it. I'm not going to deny it. You know, it's kind of shameful that it takes me to 600 videos, but I plan to do more streams on the and videos on the male perspective, you know, because if you watch a lot of these videos about men, the majority of videos on men are on how they deal with women, you know, how they deal with women and the women's mental makeup, the woman's psychology in her mind. But we don't talk about the fact that what happens to a boy growing up in a broken household? You know, what happens to him? You know what I'm saying? Is he damaged goods, man? You know, is his mind mentally there? You know, we don't talk about that perspective of what what the men are dealing with that come from broken households. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk about that. A lot of times we talk about just the women coming from a broken household. You know, the women are easier because they didn't have a father and all that. They didn't have a father figure. But we don't talk about the men growing up in a household where they don't have access to a father, and the psychological trauma and the damage. You know what I'm saying? They damage goods. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed to admit it, man. I'm you know, if you don't come from a household where you had a mother and father, or you know what I'm saying, you didn't have uncles up there. You didn't have any aspect of a male role model or a male figure, dude, man, you're not all the way there. You know what I'm saying? You are missing certain aspects of manhood that would make you whole. You know what I'm saying? You're not a whole man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I spoke about this years ago on a stream years ago where I said, man, there's a lot of, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of men that grow up, man, that are not whole. You know, like how can you be a father as a man when you grew up without a father? You know what I'm saying? How do you even know how to be a father if you don't even know the subtleties of how a father would operate raising a son? You know what I'm saying? You only know how to raise a son from a mother's perspective because that's all you had. Like if you listen to a lot of men that didn't have a father around, the first thing you'll hear is, I got to give my son everything I never had. I'm going to love him like I've never been loved. All these are from the female perspective of how their mothers raised them. You know what I'm saying? So they turn out to be fathers that will mother and smother their sons with so much emotional reinforcement to the point where their sons are not disciplined, and they don't even know how to truly raise their sons with a father's psychological perspective. You know what I'm saying? Father's psychological perspective. So they end up just basically raising their sons with a man pretending to be, you know, a man pretending to be a mother. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people in the manosphere do not talk about this and how this can affect you, because a lot of guys I know, man, you know, when they didn't have a father, the first thing you'll hear them say is, man, I'm gonna give my son everything I never had. You won't hear I'm going to discipline my son. I'm gonna have to raise him to be a more mature man than me. Most of the time when you hear these type of fathers, they'll usually be the father where, well, you know, I don't have the right to tell my son what to do with his life. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the right to tell him what he should do, how he should live. A lot of times these men that never had a father, end up raising their son from a free spirited perspective without discipline that their mothers raised them. You know what I'm saying? So you end up with a son that was basically mothered by his father. You know what I'm saying? That was mothered by his father because he doesn't know how to be a father or a male role model himself, man. You know, he doesn't know. So he raises his son. He raises his son from that perspective, man, where he's raising his son where he's mothering him and smothering him with a lot of feminine reinforcement, a lot of emotion, and he raises his son from a gathering perspective of seeking to obtain everything to define his identity rather than morality and rather than discipline. You know what I'm saying? You see this a lot in certain communities where, you know, the sons are basically raised with with a feminine touch, because the fathers are basically let me lower the window a little. You know what I'm saying? Because the fathers are basically raising their sons from the perspective that their mothers gave them. You know, and you don't hear that in the manosphere, man. You don't hear a lot of men speaking about the psychological trauma and the lack of being whole that the men were, and how this basically has them being damaged goods. Because you got to understand that, the woman you marry a lot of times and the woman you pursue will have, what's that word? Will have a lot of characteristics and behavior patterns like your mom. You know what I'm saying? So if you grew up in a single mother household, you will seek out the same scenario. You will seek out a scenario where that woman grew up in an unstable environment. She was all by herself. There was no father. And you look at that as a normal, that's a normal thing. That's how it is, because a lot of people don't want to admit that they turn their experience in life into what they deem as normal. You know what I'm saying? They deem as normal. They don't see that, the way you were raised, man. If you were raised in a household where, you didn't have access to your pops, you know what I mean? That ain't normal. That ain't how it's supposed to be. That isn't a normal thing. You know what I'm saying? But since so many people around your community grew up with the same fate, you think it's a normal thing. You think that this is how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Let me fix it. So you think this is how it's supposed to be, and you just go with it. And a lot of channels are not talking about the fact that a lot of men, man, you gotta remember, and you can always look it up if my math is wrong, but there are certain communities where the single motherhood situation is at 70%, 60%, 30%, 40%, and so on. So a lot of the men coming, man, they are damaged goods. They psychologically aren't all the way there. They're either too feminized. You know what I'm saying? One thing I've noticed, and if you know a guy from a single mother household, is he's either too aggressive, too feminine, and so on. You'll see certain behavior patterns from him. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't have psychological training or understand how to be a man or even behave around a man when it has nothing to do with because think about it. I was gonna save this, and I'll still do it. I'll still do a video on it, but I've been thinking And what I've been thinking is that think about it. Think about if you were in this situation. A lot of guys will say, "Yo, man, that's my best friend because he likes what I like." You know what I'm saying? That's the criteria to being that person being your friend, is that you happen to like the same things. You happen to wear the same clothes. So a lot of your friendship is based on materials or stuff that has no connection to your discipline, your morality, your honor. It doesn't have that. You know what I'm saying? You'll see a lot of men that are so-called friends, and we've seen this in the manosphere. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it on the manosphere. I've seen it on YouTube channels where a lot of men that you were so-called, we were buddy-buddy, we were talking, we were on good terms, all of a sudden, man, they flip and, they start gossiping and start chirping more than the women do. You know what I'm saying? More than the women do. Because you got to think about it. The women can date when they want. They could be with a man anytime they want. So when the men start gossiping and attacking you, they could do it all day. It's not like they can walk outside and snap their fingers and they'll have a woman to be with. So they can dedicate all of their time to being antagonistic towards you, attacking you, and so on. And that comes from, them growing up where they didn't have a stable environment, father around to where they know how to deal with another man. Because I've touched up on it on streams and videos where, we all agree that, okay, because a woman she grew up in a household where she didn't have a father, she doesn't know how to talk or communicate with a man from a non-sexual perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because she didn't have a father in her household. And what I think happens is when a boy grows up and doesn't have a father in the household, he doesn't know how to talk and communicate with another man from a perspective of discipline, authority, morality, and honor. Because I've seen it on YouTube where you see a lot of guys will be aggressive and angry at you because you're right. Because you're right. Because you know more than them, they feel offended. They get offended. Some people will never stream with you again. Some people will be very angry at you, man, because they didn't grow up with a father where the father was right and you couldn't disagree with him. You know what I'm saying? You were in the household and your pops was right and you were still allowed to grow up and be who you are. You know what I'm saying? You could still be an individual. And you see this a lot of times where you're talking to a lot of other men on YouTube where just because you know more than them, you know what I'm saying, or you disagree with them, they take it as literally you attacking them. You being aggressive and attacking them because, they didn't grow up in a household where they had a man around, a father, where a father could basically be right or wrong and a father could be disciplined to them and they could still be who they are. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a threat to their identity. Because think about it, when a boy grows up with a father around, you know what I'm saying? Not only do they pick up the cliche, okay, he learns his mannerisms, he learns his identity, and no, it's not just that. It's that boy learns to, live amongst another man, be able to accept when he's wrong. You know what I'm saying? That boy learns to accept when he's wrong. That boy learns that it's not a threat. You know what I mean? When another man is more correct or when another man is above you, it's not a threat to your identity and who you are, man. And you see that on YouTube a lot where a lot of men are in beefs and attacking each other Just because, man, they can't accept that another man is right and they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? I've seen this play out many times, man. I've seen this play out many times, and you could tell that they didn't grow up with any strong male figures around them. You know, they didn't grow up with a father figure or, and such. They didn't grow up with that influence in their household, and you could see it where they now see any other man being correct or having more authority than them as a threat. As a threat, man. You know what I'm saying? Even if they come to your platform or something like that, they come aggressive. They come antagonistic because they weren't raised with a father, so they don't know what it's like to be around another man from a perspective of that man is your leader or that man knows more than you and you just have to show some respect and be disciplined. So they don't know that. And you could see because we've been trained in this space to just look for the feminist, the feminism, the feminine behavior in other men rather than seeing that, them being antagonistic, them being so easily angered towards you for just speaking up or just knowing more than them or just talking to them with some authority. You know what I'm saying? I've been on streams where, oh man, you talk with a little more authority and they bring up, yo, why you mad? Why you being aggressive when you're just, yo, I know what I'm talking about and you're just being honest. And they take it as an attack to their character. And I also want to say, man, shout out to the homie Ojit, man. Shout out to the homie Ojit, man. You know what I'm saying? Been chopping it up and talking to Ojit for on and off for what is it, man? I think over 3 years, man. Shout out to the homie Ojit, man. Good dude. I chopped it up with him. Solid dude, man. Shout out to the homie Ojit, man. Reaching his 600. Shout out to the homie Ojit. But the thing I'm saying is this, man. There's a lot of men that, and this is why I've been this is why I've been pushed on my own corner. This is why I'm doing a full-time ghosting and kind of doing my own thing. Whatever is that, at some point you're gonna move towards another direction. Because one thing I've noticed is that how can men grow and become better if all the talking points are the deficiencies and where the women are defective, where we can't look in the mirror and say, yo, man, I grew up without a pops. You know what I'm saying? I grew up without a mother. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in what they call that an orphanage. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in not a perfectly conditioned situation. You know what I'm saying? Where I can't say I'm not damaged goods, because once you can admit your problems, man, you can move forward. Because another problem the internet has created is that everyone's in this competition to be more perfect than the other person. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's in a competition to be so perfect that they're no longer human. You know what I'm saying? They're inhuman. You know what I'm saying? Where you're like, dude, you can't even admit your flaws, man. You know what I'm saying? Because think about the Instagram filters. I think the majority of people online are trying to live a filtered existence. You know what I'm saying? Where they're all about showing the best of who they are to the point where they're willing to make an idiot of themselves just to pursue this false sense of perfection. You know what I'm saying? No one, I'll tell people this, man. I'm not a person who believes in the so-called we were born imperfect. I'll say this, you were born imperfect. If you were born with like a disability, some mental issues, you know what I'm saying? You're not you're not a operable human. You're not a standard edition. you know, you're not a basic person. You got issues. You know what I'm saying? You were born with a disability, a handicap. You know what I mean? That's not perfect. But the deal where they're telling you, well, we were all born imperfect. No, dude, if you can walk, there's no physical issues with you. There's no issues, disabilities, handicaps, or, true problems, true deficiencies. There's nothing wrong with you, man. There's nothing wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you know, it's when you try to create this sense of perfection where you deny your own history, you deny the issues you've been facing. Now, I'm not saying you should be an open book, man. A lot of people come online and they're too open. You know what I'm saying? They're too open because it further exposes that, dude, you didn't have a father around. You didn't have a father around or a stable household when you could come online and tell a bunch of strangers all your secrets and your whole life. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem. That you don't have any sense of privacy or value in your privacy. You'll just come online to a bunch of strangers and just tell them every damn thing about you. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's problematic, that's a problem. For you to be that open. You know what I mean? I tell people, man, I'm on here, I'm talking and chopping it up, but man, no one, anyone who's stable, mentally stable, you're not revealing who you are 100% online. No one on the internet is 100%, man. You know, I doubt that. I doubt it that anyone's 100% who they are. You know what I'm saying? I'd say probably 80, 90%, I'd say that, but 100%, I doubt it. There's no way. You know what I'm saying? Because if you were 100%, you know what I'm saying? I remember hearing this cliche online, I'm an open book. No, no such thing, man. No one on this internet stuff is an open book. And if they are an open book, something is wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? Something is wrong with them mentally if you're a fully an open book to strangers. You know what I'm saying? You're a full open book to strangers, something is wrong with you. Something mentally isn't 100% there, But the thing with the manosphere, man, is that to evolve, man, we got, I had to be honest with certain. I've always been pushing it and saying what I got to say, but the thing is, man, a lot of men need to admit, man, you got to admit your shortcomings. I'm not saying anything personal and private, but we got to admit we're damaged goods, man. There's a lot of men operating that are really broken glass. You're broken glass put together. You know what I'm saying? If you break glass, you can put it together. You can still see your image, but you'll see cracks. You'll see cracks on the glass, and that's the majority of many men online, man. Many men on here, on this internet, they're broken glass, man. There's a lot of cracks, and they try to play like they're a mirror with no cracks. There's no cracks on the mirror, which is a lie. You know what I'm saying? That's a lie. There are cracks on the mirror, man, and this is why I think, like I was saying before I got a little lost in what I was saying, is that majority of men in this space are external. They can tell you what's wrong with the world, what's going on and all that, but they can't tell you from an internal perspective. They can't admit that, the way I was raised, bro, I was raised wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I suffer from some issues from that conditioning. You know what I'm saying? Due to the way I was raised, there's some issues with me on a conditional perspective where I might deviate, I might go left where the road says go right. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not all the way there, due to my upbringing, maybe the way you were raised. Because one thing about YouTube is, as you watch all these streams from all these men, it's that, especially in a manosphere, you know what I'm saying, that nothing is at fault with us. You'll hear the narrative, oh, the women are 30, they come with all this baggage and damage. And then they'll speak about a man who's been in 3 divorces like there's nothing wrong with him. He's been divorced 3 times. Nothing wrong with that man. There's a man that's come from a broken home. Nothing wrong with this man. Nothing wrong at all. You know what I'm saying? And it creates this false, and we've seen it in the manosphere where some guys crack or just snap. Because, you know what I'm saying, you keep telling a guy to ignore his conditioning in the life he grew up in. You just keep telling him, oh, it's women's fault, it's the system's fault, you're perfect, there's nothing wrong with you, man. Everything's wrong outside. You see, everything is external, man. All the issues you face in life being a man is external. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with you from an internal perspective. And what this creates is, man, it creates a walking, ticking time bomb. You know what I'm saying? A man that you're basically telling him, ignore everything. Because when all you do is speak about the external, what's going on in society, everything on the outside, you're telling that other man to basically distract himself from facing his internal issues, man. Facing his internal issues. And we've seen what that does. We've seen men dealing with this from a negative perspective. A big thing that's growing now is bone lengthening surgery. Bone lengthening surgery is coming up. Plastic surgery, what they call that, looks maxing. And, I think a lot of people, this is why I say the gray pill is real, man. A lot of people, let me show this thing. Let me show it. There it is right there, because a lot of people tend to forget that, it's the black pill, versus the gray pill, man, or Frankenstein max. And yeah, because a black pillar will tell you, man, you got to looks max, as in, man, make sure you're hygienically, you can present your best self. You know what I'm saying? Your best self. And you should only get surgery if it's something where it's harmful to you. You got a lump on your shoulder that might be a cancer lump. Yeah. If you were born with I forget, a cleft lip, yeah, get that surgery if you got to fix that. But this is where the gray pill comes in. And I got to do more streams about, the philosophy. I got to get back to that. But the thing is, a gray pillar will tell you, well, if you want to look max, you might want to get some plastic surgery. You might want to get some bone lengthening surgery. I think, the gray pillar will tell you stuff you have to do artificially to change your body. Now, the dark gray pillar, you got guys like Wheat Waffles. You got anybody telling you to get bone lengthening surgery, telling you to get a chin removal and all this stuff. That's where the dark gray pill comes in. A gray pillar will tell you to get your basic plastic surgery, nose jobs. The gray pill is all about the I forget the word, but the surface. The gray pillar is about the surface. Get some. The gray pillar will tell you, yeah, why don't you get a nose job? Why don't you get your lips stuffed in? You see, the gray pillar is all about the surface level. Now, the dark gray pillar will tell you, get some bone lengthening surgery. Get some bone lengthening surgery. Why don't you get this bone 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 surgery. The dark gray pillar is all about pushing you towards complete self destruction. You know what I'm saying? You'll see them pushing. Yeah, get some bone lengthening surgery. Even though lengthening your legs is actually, it makes your body imbalanced. So if you make your legs longer, but you didn't lengthen your hips, you didn't lengthen your arms, you didn't lengthen your neck, you didn't lengthen your head, your body now is unbalanced. You know what I'm saying? You're actually further destroying yourself. You know, because that's why shout out to the homie JP, man. Shout out to the homie JP. Because I remember when I was talking to JP, I was like, yeah, we Black Pill 2.0. Black Pill 2.0 was all about refining and making clear all the issues that were in the Black Pill. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there it is, brother. Yeah, it is, Kalala. Yeah, making your torso tall. A lot of these guys getting bone lengthening surgery, they're lost, man. It's done. It's over for them, man. They are psychologically done. This is why I say when you watch the Manosphere, it's a problem if all you hear is a perspective where we men don't have baggage. Because what normal man would think about getting bone lengthening surgery? What black pillar would wake up and say, I got to lengthen my bones? That's not a black pillar, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're black pilled, it means, man, you're fully aware. You're completely aware. You have a holistic, mathematical level of thinking. Like, what's the point of lengthening my bones when Tom Brady, who's 6'5", got his children taken away from him? When you get a chance, look up Jay Cutler. Look up Jay Cutler, man. Jay Cutler is absolute proof that the Chad shit is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Jay Cutler's wife wanted a divorce from him because he was too good of a father. He was too good of a father, too good of a man. And I think Jay Cutler's 6'4", your Chad built. Jay Cutler height, all that. What does it do? Then the law. Then the ultimate thing is, this is why, what I'm saying, I've been uninvited to certain black pill streams. Certain black pillars got silent. They get quiet. They get quiet when the black pill is being presented. You know what I'm saying? The gray pillars will get quiet, man. The gray pillars are trapped in a loop. You know what I'm saying? They're trapped in a loop because the gray pill is still domesticated. They're still seeking validation from a domestic perspective. So when you drop some black pills, man, it quiets the room. Another black pill will be, oh, I see what you're saying, brother. Let's keep talking. Let's keep going. But the gray pillar who has an agenda, you know what I'm saying? If I was to come to I'm going to give you an example. I'm about to drop a black pill right now. You know what I'm saying? Some guy says, well, if only I was tall as Tom Brady and, as handsome as Tom Brady, then I'm going to drop a black pill and be, where does your looks and your height affect the court of law? How does your looks and your height affect the alimony laws? How does your looks and your height affect the child support laws? Where does this come into play? You know what I'm saying? This is the black pill, man. You know what I'm saying? The black pill isn't this surface level of knowledge. It isn't that BS. That's the red pillars. The red pillars are on the surface. They tell you bullshit you already know. You know what I'm saying? The black pill is deep within the soil, man. It's the black pill is reaching for the core. You know what I'm saying? It's the black pill way of thinking is trying to dig to the very core of the issue, the very core of everything. That's how the black pill works. That's why the black pill is, the homie OG was good, man. or the closet was all, yo, OJ, you remind me, man. You remind me, yo, shout out to one of the homies, man. Join the Discord, people. You know, one of the homies made this, man. Much respect to him, man. You know what I'm saying? This man's a legend, man. He made a portable closet. You know, look at this, man. This is greatness right here, man. And the thing is, I could see this being sold. I forget the homie's name. Let me look him up quick. Well, I forget his name, but man, you got to join the Discord, man. Dudes up there are killing AI, man. Portable closet. The homies, man, they are, shout out to the homie Kalala, Ojit, man. Guys are, I want to, because he got a weird, some guys, man, shout out to the homie that made this on Discord. It's, a word of advice to people, man. A word of advice. When you create your avatar name, please create a name people can remember, man. Zag, Zip, Ranger, no disrespect to none of the homies, but when your name is XVDEXZBABCD, it's hard to remember, man. But one of the homies made this, man. This is legendary, man. With AI, man. This is with Bing Image Creator, man. This portable closet, yo. Respect to this man. This man is a legend. You know what I'm saying? Let me share the link. You could join the. If you're not on the Discord, man, come on, man. What you waiting for, man? Join the Discord. We be chopping it up. One of the homies made that, and I think Kalala made this one. Yeah, yo, the homie. I think the homie Kalala made this. Yeah, this the homie that made it right here. The portable closet, man. Let me post it back up. The homie XC Camper, he made it, man. Shout out to the homie XC Camper. He made that portable closet image, man. The homie Kalala made this right here, man. This is legendary, man. This is legendary to, you know what I'm saying? Someone's getting an award for knee touching, man. A knee touching award of the year. You know what I'm saying? Knee touch awards, man. You know what I'm saying? You could nominate somebody for this by Kalala was legendary. You get yo, this is legendary. I didn't even think of this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed to admit that this makes sense. If you were to give somebody a knee touching award, it would have to be some type of kneecap or some type of golden thing that you put around his knee, like a knee touching. And this one right here, man, this was legendary, man. This another one that was legendary. You know what I'm saying? This right here, this was godly. This was godly right here, man. This ain't even legendary. This is godly, man. The homie put, I think it was you who did this, Kalala. You put straight, we're hiring part-time. Oh, the homie David Little, man. Shout out, man. Shout out to the homie David Little, man. MC Bro, I'm starting to write music with black pill themes, issues. It's about time I'm giving up the lie track I made is black. I told David, man, make that music, man. To me, I give respect to David Little, man. When David launched his channel, he was doing music, and I was like, this is what people need, man. Too many men in the black pill do not share their hobbies, in the manosphere. It's like the manosphere is a cult, There's a very cult-like mind state where this is all I do, man. All I do is talk about what's in the manosphere. I don't have any hobbies. I don't play music. You know what I'm saying? That's why on my channel I did rap. I got to start doing poetry, but, I got some new tech I'm messing with. Get my green screen. But, when David does his music, shout out to the homie. We gonna chop it up, man. And another thing is, man, I almost forgot is that, man, if you have any requests for a video, man, feel free to leave a comment on the videos if you have an idea for a video, man. If you want something to be talked to on the Discord, we got a request section. You could join the Discord. Let me share the link again. But the link to the Discord is all up on his channel, but let me share it again. And, much respect and, thank you to the homie David Little, man, because to me, David was doing it, man. David was doing music. I think, I'm going to hit up JP. I think JP should have, because JP is well read, man. JP is a super, super well read dude. I think JP, I got to hit him up, but I think he should have started doing some videos where he recommends some books and just, give like a little brief overview of the video. Because, there's a lot of brothers out here that, need to know what we're reading. What is Black Pill safe to read? What is recommended to read? I'm gonna chop it up. I'm gonna hit up JP and see if he wants to do any recommendations. Even if he texts it to me, I'll repost it or something. Because to me, JP is super well read, and I think JP a lot because JP was so blunt with it, man, with the black pill. That, man, it made me up my game. You know what I'm saying? I was like, if the homie JP can be this honest, man, shout out to the homie JP, man. Shout out to David Little. But let me share the Discord. Give me a minute. Share the Discord. Give me a minute. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I shared it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Feel free to join the Discord, man. This by Kalala right here. Yo, Kalala, was this you who made this? This is legendary right here. Let me see if I got another one. This was legendary, man. You know what I'm saying? And this one right here, dude, when Kalala posted this one, man. Oh, that was the homie X Camper. Oh, X Camper, let me repost that. The homie X Camper, this was legendary, man. This sign right here by the homie X Camper. Oh, XC Camper, you know what I'm saying? This was legendary. This looks so real, man. Straight. We're hiring part-time, man. Yo, X Camper is a legend, man. Him and Kalala are, they don't play. They've been dominating the Bing. You know what I'm saying? They've been dominating Bing, Bing image generator. Cause we can meme with gods now. You know what I'm saying? Look at what I created. Cause I got access to the, you know what I'm saying? Look at your boy, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what you use AI for, man. Look at that, man. 600 video celebration, and you know what I'm saying? I got, yo, you know what I'm saying? I got all the, we about to meme with the gods, man. You know what I mean? We're gonna be memeing with the gods, That's why I say because I got access to it. I would advise guys to get ChatGPT Plus. ChatGPT Plus is less censored. I got to contact Amazon. I mean, I got to contact Microsoft because it's hypocritical. You know what I'm saying? It's hypocritical that we can search Superman, but the AI can't generate an image of Superman. Come on, man. This is BS. But yeah, man. I had to do the celebration in style. You know what I mean? But yeah. The homie Kalala made this, man. This is legendary, man. People been getting Conan 19, needle shots since the Stone Age. Yeah. When he sent me this, man, I was dying, man. I was shocked that, Bing even let him do this, man. This was before Bing was deeply censored, man. He got Conan. They've been giving people Conan 19 serums since the barbarian days, man. It is legendary, man. You know what I'm saying? This is legendary right here, you know. But legendary, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, to get back to something, man. You know, let me get back to the normal. You know, because you know 600 streams, man. 600 videos, man. It's been a long journey, man. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long journey to get here, and like I said, man, feel free to leave a comment on the videos if you got an idea, and even if you want me to revisit a talking point, because I must start doing that. I gotta look back because after Conan 19, man, a lot has changed. The world has changed. And even the way we look at things, we gotta change. A lot of my talking points from the past, I might have to revisit them. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say this. I made this video. It might be over a year old, but if you're struggling, if you can't, it's getting harder for you to cope with not becoming a father. You know what I'm saying? Not becoming a father. Look up a video I made called Fatherhood Funeral. Fatherhood Funeral. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people in the manosphere will just tell you, hey, don't have kids, man. Okay, but how do you deal with it? How do you deal with the fact that your body is telling you should have kids right now? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of men, like I said, the problem with the manosphere is it's all external. They always talk about the women have baby rabies. You know what I'm saying? Like we men don't have, we don't want to have children. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not some part of you that's telling you to just, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't walk around at times and you're like, shit, man. It's at the point where, I got a new catchphrase. When I look at a woman, I'll be like, yo, I put a baby in that. You know what I'm saying? I put a baby in that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Dude, it's natural, man. You know what I mean? The manosphere, all they do, these red pillars, well, when the women reach 30 years old, they have baby rabies. You know what I mean? No man ever thought about having kids, or it's not in the back of your mind that you want to have kids. You're walking around at 35, 34, 40 years old, or maybe you're in your late 20s and you're like, man, I should have had some kids right now, man. My body, I'm getting this signal. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're not even looking at women strictly from attraction anymore. Part of you's looking at them from a perspective of, what could that woman have my baby? You know what I'm saying? Is she mother material? You know what I'm saying? Your mind changes, man. It's not just the women having baby rabies, man. The men, I don't know. I guess maybe we need a better term for it, but yeah, I guess what do they call that? Is it passing our seed? Yeah, we got the need to pass our seed. There it is. There it is. We got the need to pass our seed. There it is, man. A lot of men walking around with the need to pass on their seed, man. Pass on their genetics. You know what I mean? And every guy's different. You know what I'm saying? It might hit you when you're in your late 20s. Some guys, it might hit you with your late to mid 30s. Some guys, it might hit you as soon as your late teens. It might hit you where you're like, damn, man, I want to be a father so bad for some reason. It's something echoing internally inside of me. I don't know what it is. I can't describe it, but I'm looking at women from a perspective of I want them to have my children. You know what I'm saying? So, what's going on? Because I gotta make a video on it, but I think that man, there's no, somebody could correct me if I'm wrong. I've been wondering about this for over 2 years. There's no study on our sex drive as men. You know, I've been wondering, do we inherit our fathers or our ancestry's sex drive? So let's say your ancestry, let's say your great grandfather, let's say your great grandfather had over 20 kids, you know what I'm saying? Over 20 kids, your great grandfather. Does that get passed on? Does your grandfather's libido, does your grandfather's sex drive, does it get passed on? I think I've even asked Bing about this. I've looked online. There's no study on a man inheriting the sex drive of his father or his great grandfather. And I think there's a reason behind that. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason behind that because we live in a society, and the book is almost done, man. I know I've been saying this for over damn near 9 months, but the book is done. I just got to get some stuff for some legal issues, so I can get the book ready, but the book is done. You know what I'm saying? I just got to get a ISBN number. I will be dropping a Man Vantage book. It has to be sometime around it'll be November. It will be November. I'll drop the book, But basically, I think they don't do a study on us inheriting the sex drive of our ancestors as men. Because think about it. What if you come from a tribe where your father was the most dominant male? If your father was the most dominant man and, he had all the breeding rights, you know what I'm saying? He bred with over 100 women. Or if you got Viking bloodline, shout out to one of the homies, man, shout out to the homie Thomas, man. That's the homie right there. Shout out to Thomas. But if you got Viking bloodline in you, like a surgeon and your great great grandfather was a Viking who just pillaged and slept with over 100,000 of women, you know what I'm saying? And he been doing this until he died. Like, he was still having kids. Do you inherit your, the sex drive of the men from your lineage? And I think they don't do any research on this because, as I've been saying, and I did a video on it years ago, probably over 2 years old, this video, Male Limitation Society, is that we're in a society where a lot of men are stupid right now. And, I was in it. I was stupid just like anybody else, But the reason I'm saying we're stupid is that, think about this. They ask you, let's say a woman's in front of you and they say, okay, this woman's 30 and you're 30. You guys are the same age. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men have been trained to believe that this is actually right, that you and a woman are the same age. Like, let's say you're 30, the woman's 30. You're 25, the woman's 25. You're 21, she's 21. A lot of men have been so well trained, so diluted that you actually agree with this. You actually agree that if a woman's 30, you're 30, you're the same age. You know what I'm saying? What I'm dropping here is it's a black pill, man. It's a lot of people think, oh, hold the truth hostage, you left the black pill. Nah, man, I didn't leave it at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just pushing I'm just moving towards this full-time ghosting. I think it's the way to heal a lot of, help a lot of guys is that, because the black pill, you do a lot of comparisons. You always got to have that knowledge, but when they tell you that you and a woman are the same age, you buy into it. Like, think about this. You just say, yup, that's correct. But here's where, I dropped the black pill on. How are you and a woman the same age? How? Yes, y'all were born the same time, but she's a woman. You're a man. Y'all do not age the same. Y'all not of the same sex. Your biology isn't the same. So how is a woman being 30 and a man being 30 the same? biologically, it doesn't add up. The math doesn't make sense. Now, I've come up with a new saying, a new saying that, it's a new word, a new metaphor or whatever. It's the counter, numbers never lie. We all know this saying, numbers never lie, right? We all know this saying, oh, the numbers never lie. True. The numbers do never lie. 3 will always be 3, but the meaning behind the numbers is not always the truth. You see, the meaning behind the numbers is not always true. That's what you got to understand, the meaning. If someone told you I made $300,000 today, okay, the numbers you just told me are true. It's true, so 300,000, right? That's true. But the meaning behind it is a lie. You saying you made $300,000, how can I prove that? How can I prove that the meaning behind those numbers is true? You know what I'm saying? You can't, so numbers never lie, but the meaning behind the numbers are not always true, or not always what it seems to be, whichever one sounds better to you. So we live in a society where they tell men, and this is why I say that they don't do a study on the male sex drive. Because if they did that, it would further prove that men and women are completely different. You know what I'm saying? We don't age the same. Our sex drive isn't the same. We're nowhere near the same. You know what I'm saying? Bone density, DNA structure, genetic makeup. You know what I'm saying? We're not the same. A woman at age 18 isn't the same age as a man that's 18, because they're both not the same. Now, if it's another boy, another man who's 18, yeah, okay, he's older than him. Yeah, that makes sense. You're judging me by another man. Okay, I am older than that man. And even then, that could somewhat be skewed depending on the ethnicity and the ethnics. Some ethnics age faster than others. Some parts deteriorate more than others. But you can compare a man to the age of another man. That makes logical sense. But the narrative that a woman's 18 and you're 18, y'all the same age, that's a damn lie. And for you to accept that, it's you to basically accept that we men are the same as the women, which means you're weak. You know what I mean? It means weakness, but in a society where they've trained you so well, that's why when a lot of guys in the manosphere are saying the women are the most diluted, it's a lie. The most delusional people in a society is the men. The most entitled people are the men. You know what I'm saying? We're the ones suffering from the most entitlement, because the narrative on the women is really the Trojan horse. It's the Trojan horse. It's the Trojan horse to the problems you face in society as a man. You'll see the whole manosphere is built on feminism. You'll see this being said hundreds of thousands of times when all the laws are man-made. The society is run by men. One aspect the red pillars will get right, and it actually proves how hypocritical the red pill is that a red pillar will say, well, if less than 5% of the men stop working, the whole society would collapse. You know what I'm saying? If 1% of men in America stop working, the whole society would collapse. If 1%. You know what I'm saying? By admitting that, you're admitting that the whole society is driven by men. You know what I'm saying? The whole society is driven by men. Yeah, bro. Oh, David, man. Kevin Samuels passed, but, his talking points are the gospel. You know what I'm saying?
You know, some men are comparing Kevin Samuels, the red pillars, to Jesus. You know what I mean? Yeah, they'll migrate. Nah, not even the robots, because you got to ask who's gonna clean the robots and keep them running. The problem in the society we live in is, we watch a lot of movies. Like, think about bicycles. Think about video games. If robots are gonna be everywhere, how come there isn't a PlayStation in every home? You know, how come there isn't a PlayStation in every home? How come there isn't a drone in every home? You know what I'm saying? It costs. There's labor costs to it. There's a price to it. The robots, the machines are coming, but it's gonna be built around consumers. So it's gonna be cars. You know what I'm saying? Cars that could drive themselves. It's gonna be based around consumption. Why would they build all these robots when no one's gonna buy them? No one's got the money for them, and then people ain't working. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Bicentennial Man. Oh, I hear what you're saying. The Bionicle Man. So to me, they're doing scare tactics. They want us to believe the Terminator is real. The whole movie Terminator's a lie. You're telling me there's gonna be a manufacturing plant that's making machines, and no one's gonna see this. No one's gonna see the electrical surge, the energy. And then if you watch the movie Terminator, a lot of people forget it's fiction. You're telling me this plant is just spitting out hundreds of thousands of Terminators. Where are they getting this metal from? Who's taking care of these factories? You know what I'm saying? It's fiction, man. Now, will there be some machines? Yeah, there'll be some machines. But in a world where you get lawsuits, like one of my boys told me, somebody sued a gum factory. Listen to this, man. Somebody sued a gum making company because he fell off a tree while chewing a gum. He was chewing the gum on a tree, he fell, and he sued the gum company because the gum company then mentioned, don't chew the gum on a tree. There was no warnings to not chew the gum in places where it isn't safe. You know what I mean? But to get back to the talking point is that we're in a society where it's all about feminizing men. The whole society. Like I keep telling guys, we're in a male limitation society. Everything is about limiting you from being a man. You know what I'm saying? Every perspective you can think of is all about limitation. They want you to identify with a man identify with a woman when it comes to the same age. We're not the same. We're not the same at all. A woman at 30 isn't the same as a man at 30. And I'm not going to do the whole high value, all those red pill talking points. I'm breaking it down on biology. We're not the same. So why wouldn't they do research on a man's sex drive? Because they don't want you to admit that a man at 40 can still be sexually active, still want a lot more children, still want to pass his seed. You know what I mean? By the hundreds. You got to think about our history, man. We come from men fighting to be the most dominant, and the men that were the most dominant had the most breeding rights. That means that, and the most breeding rights, it didn't stop at 40. It could have been at 50, 60. You got to understand how we dominant men work, man. If you're a dominant man, you're going to have your left hand, your right hand. You're going to have followers. You're going to have guys that look up to you and want to maintain your reign, maintain your dominance until someone else can step up and take the plate. You know what I'm saying? Until you can pass the torch. So, but in a society where they want men to identify the women as more valuable as they age, they have to advertise that, yeah, when a woman gets 40 years old, she's more sexually, she wants more sex, she wants more of that. You know what I'm saying? They want you to look at that and say, yo, the women get older, they get more sexually active. You know what I'm saying? When in truth, that means, dude, of course, a woman who gets older will still, will be able to have more sex because she can't have children. You know what I'm saying? It now becomes just that sex. There's no breeding. There's no risk of having children. So the older she gets, the less eggs she has. Of course, she just, one thing the guys in the red pill will say that's accurate. They're accurate about it, but their thought process is so, it's a lesser pill perspective. Well, the women that are 40, they're for practice. They're for you to pump and dump more. Yeah, but why? A red pill won't be able to tell you why, though. Why would you be able to have more sex with a MILF, or a cougar, than a non-cougar? Because, dude, the risk of having children are less. So, of course, you could just, keep banging her out and, dumping ranch dressing in her body, man. Dumping ranch dressing. Yeah. Dumping ranch dressing all over her, tell her open her legs, and just dump a whole fucking gallon of ranch. You know what I'm saying? A gallon of ranch dressing. Though. Do I have that ranch dressing? Give me a minute. Let me see if I can find it. Give me 1 second. I gotta delete it. Let me see if I still have it. Give me 1 minute. Where is it? Downloads. Damn, I don't think I got it. I don't have it. But you know what I'm saying? I don't have it, but I don't have it, but sex still is a connective act, even in old age. Well, I think David, they train us to believe that. You know what I'm saying? They've trained men. It's like we were talking about a previous stream. I gotta do it again, but think of romance. They've trained men that being romantic is something that takes a lot of effort and all that. No, it ain't, man. All it is for men is being gentle. You touch a woman's hair, you're gonna be gentle. You know what I'm saying? Because men naturally look at a woman delicate. You know what I mean? We could easily break her. You know what I'm saying? She's delicate. You know what I'm saying? You don't roughhouse with a woman. And they'll say, oh, man, he's being romantic. He's touching her hair. You know what I'm saying? He's rubbing her slowly. He's being romantic. No, man, we being gentle. We're being gentle. One of the most powerful urges next to food. Yeah, sex. But you see, David, what you just dropped. You said sex is one of the most powerful urges, right? But that applies to a man from 40, 60 and up. You know what I'm saying? We've all been there where you see a sexy woman walk in and you see an older dude like 50 years old or 60 just turn around and look at her like, oh, word. Oh, I like that. They don't want us to, because think about it. They'll tell you that a woman at 40, her sex drive is peaking and it's increasing, but they won't tell a man that his sex drive is also rising and increasing, and we don't know when. Oh, Nezzy Nez was good, man. Yeah, romance is consumerism and a bow and tie. Yeah, of course. But the thing I'm saying is they don't want us to know that the man's sex drive, it doesn't stop, man. We don't know the true limit of our sex drive. We don't know if it's age. We don't know. But they don't want you to know that, because if a man was to wake up and say, yo, yeah, I'm 45. All right, man, I could still bang them out. I could still go out there and bang them by the hundreds. What's going to happen to that man? That man's going to say, well, I can still bang them out at 45. I can still have kids. Man, I need to have more kids with other women. A lot of men don't understand that when you're in an anti-polygamous society, if your society does not have legal polygamy, it's against you being a man. Because the thing is, you might wake up, like I said, you might be with your woman at 40, 45 and you might be like, you know what? I want to have another kid. You know what I'm saying? I want to have another kid. And a lot of men don't understand that an anti-polygamous society, the way it works is a man is about sacrificing his manhood. When you see a man propose to one woman, a lot of men just think, this is why I say the black pill, did black pill 4.03. I got to make a video for black pill 4.0. I keep forgetting. But when you have the black pill, 4.0 knowledge, when you're so knowledgeable, is that you'll understand that when a man gets on one knee and commits to one woman, that man has given up his manhood. Because that man is basically saying, I will limit my fertility. I will limit my fertility to your limitation. I will sacrifice my ability to have more children for you. Basically, once that man marries and swears to one woman, he is no longer a man. He's now given up his manhood. You know what I'm saying? This is what this level of knowledge on the black pill has. It's not just, he's getting married. The red pill will say, well, he got married. He's going to surrender to the system. And, he's surrendering to the system, divorce court, the lesser pill community, divorce court. No, the act of getting on your knees and swearing to one woman is the act of surrendering your manhood. You know what I'm saying? It's giving up your right to pass on your seed to more women. That's what this society is built on. They must have you give up your manhood. A lot of men don't get it, that you lose something when when a woman has, gets with a man. Yes, she's gonna have children, okay, but her window is limited. That man's window to have children is damn near to the grave. So who's sacrificing what? You know what I'm saying? It's the man. He's sacrificing his ability to continue his bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell a lot of guys, and it'll be in my Man Vantage book. You know what I'm saying? Man Vantage book, it'll be in there. I got a chapter where I talk about children. You having children. A lot of people want the wealth. A lot of people say, I want to be a wealthy man. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a wealthy man. I want to have all this money of the wealth. But a lot of men talking like that only see the surface level. Do you have what it takes to actually embrace what the perspective that comes with being a wealthy man? The perspective of, that child, my kid is 10 years old. He's not making me proud. Let me just have another kid. You know what I'm saying? I can afford it. I can afford to have another child. Oh, man, I'm looking at my son. He's 10 years old. Yeah, he's failed me. At 10 years old, I've seen he's failed me. Let me have another kid before I want to have another one. You know what I'm saying? Can you have that mind state? You're in a society where they taught you, well, thinking this way is, it's sexist, it's misogynist, it's not having a heart. It's funny how the more you think, the closer you get to your manhood, the less moral they claim you to be. But the more you sacrifice your manhood, the more of a more honorable you are. So you getting on one knee, swearing to one woman and limiting yourself to her fertility, that's the right thing to do. That's honorable. That's manly. But you being loyal to your manhood and saying, well, you know what, man, I'm gonna have 5 women pregnant. You know what I'm saying? I can afford it just in case. And this is where I get more black pilled and, let me replace it. I get more, this is where the ghosting comes. You become completely detached. Well, I'm going to have more children just in case one of my children die, just in case one of my children ends up in a closet, just in case one of my children lets me down, just in case one of my children is a failure. I'm gonna have more. I'm gonna have more to strengthen the odds that I'll experience and have a child that has success. You know what I'm saying? Having more children isn't just, well, I want to have just more children. No, it's mathematical sense. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest flaws, like, a lot of guys will say, who's a bigger failure? Who's a bigger failure? The man that got married or the man that had children? Who's a bigger failure? Who has more at risk? The man on alimony or the man on child support? Who is the one with a higher risk? Who's at higher risk? You know what I'm saying? I'll give you guys a few seconds to answer. Who's at higher risk? The man with a child or the man on alimony? Who's at higher risk? Who has more to lose? You know what I'm saying? I'll give you some time. You could answer that. I'll do the Jeopardy. Boom, boom, boom. Well, all right. No one answered. Okay, well, it's the man on alimony. And this is where the full-time ghosting, this is where, I said I did the Casper Pill 3.0. This is where ghosting, it becomes a way of life. This is where some men listening to this, it might hurt you. You know what I'm saying? But the man on alimony has more to lose. You know what I'm saying? He has more to lose. Because, if he's on lifetime alimony where he's got to pay the alimony, there's a higher chance that his wife will live longer than his children. You know what I'm saying? So the man on alimony has more to lose than the man with a child because the man on child support, there's a higher risk of a fatality to his children. You know what I'm saying? There's a higher fatality risk to his children than a higher fatality risk to his wife. So the man who's on alimony has more to lose because there's a far better chance that his wife would outlive his children. You know what I'm saying? Because she's more responsible, she's more in control, she's an adult. But if a man's on child support, there's a higher chance that his children will die. There's a higher chance of fatality. So there's a higher chance that that man won't have to pay that child support for the next 18 to 21 years. You know what I'm saying? This is the absolute, you know what I'm saying? This is the black pill, man. This is the black pill and the Casper pill way of looking at it. You know what I'm saying? The black pill is the absolute truth and mathematical aspect of it. Your wife has a better chance of outliving your children. You know what I'm saying? When you're on alimony than child support. This is why the child support investment for women, looking at it as a long term, like they're guaranteed 18 to 21 years of an investment, is a fallacy. Because that child could die. That child could get on gang violence. That child could overdose on drugs because they miss their father, they feel alienated, or they're troubled youth. There's a high chance that that kid will not make it to 18 to 21. A lot of guys need to look up the fatality rate of children in a single mother household. If you look up this math. This is why I tell guys the black pill, man, it's not surface level information. It's not the soil. It is mathematical. It's absolute math, man. In the black pill, there's no room for emotion. When you're looking for the answers, when you're looking to understand something, you don't need emotion behind it. That clouds it. That limits your understanding. So if you if you weigh out the balance, if you balance the weight, you say who's at a higher risk, a man from marriage or a man from child support, you'll arrive to the narrative that the man with a child is at less risk because there's a chance of a fatality. You know, that's just the math. That's just the math behind it. You know what I'm saying? And no one's going to talk about it like this because they're uncomfortable. They wouldn't be comfortable speaking this level of truth. They all hold the truth hostage. You're a monster. You're a monster. How dare you speak like this? Yeah, there's also a rise in adolescent self-deletion. Yeah, I mean, especially in this society, you know, a lot of, that's why I say a lot of men, you know, don't buy into this narrative that we lost. We never lost. Even in this society today, you know, I sound heartless. I'm just telling you the truth, man. There's a higher chance. There's a higher chance of a Zoomer and a Gen Alpha deleting before they reach 13. There's a higher chance of that. There's a higher chance of self-deletion before even reaching the age of 13 because you're in a society where, you know, they've overstepped their boundaries. You know, they've overstepped their boundaries, and in this society, the father means nothing. And they think they're just going to monetize it. We're just going to make money off the father not being in the life of the child. What you don't get is once a father's out of the picture, there's a higher chance of self-deletion. Then you add on the fact that you have a society telling your child who's they're not even allowing the kid to grow up. They're already telling the kid that, you know, let me shout out to the homie XC Camper. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you got to look at this photo, the portable closet. They're not even allowing your kids to, you know, they're not even pressing a message of the closet to your kids at adulthood. They're not waiting for them to be teenagers no more. They want them to go through the trauma of the closet and self-body dysmorphia before they're even 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? Before they're even 10 years old, man. You know what I'm saying? Before they're 10 years old, they want your kids to join the portable closet. They want your child to have body dysmorphic issues and all that. You know what I'm saying? So your kid won't even make it to 13. You know what I'm saying? Some people say, well, that's an unlucky number. Well, I mean, I guess if you're looking at it like that, then are you saying that them not making it to 13 is a lucky thing? I don't know. But this is the society we live in, man. They're pushing all this body dysmorphia. You know what I'm saying? You know, I saved this. I've been showing this for years, man. I still have this. I've had this image of Harry Styles, I think, for over 2 years. You know what I'm saying? This is what, but look at Harry Styles. He got to join the closet when he was an adult. They want your kids to be in the closet before that. So and they don't cover the fact that there's a lot of body deletion. You know what I mean? There's a lot of self-unaliving. You know, self-unaliving is at a high rate at that age. They don't want to cover that. So the man who's on child support has a higher chance of recouping his finances than a man on alimony. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, watermelon, sugar high. Yeah, oh, you know. So the man with a child has a higher chance. If you're on child support, you have a higher chance of recouping your finances. And here's the thing, man. I wrote it in the book, but you know, this is the full-time ghosting, man. You know, once they put you on child support, I've been telling guys this. People can correct me if I'm wrong. For over 3 years, man, that ain't your kid no more. That's a bill. Once they've made a bill of your seed, you got to accept it. And the thing that happens with you saying, yo, baby moms, you put me on child support, that kid will never see me. All that kid will see is the money. You made a choice. You know what I mean? This is how feminized and delusional the men here are in this society. You know what I mean? They reward their punishment. Men in America will reward the system and the women for punishing them. Oh man, I know I'm on child support, but I still spend extra money to bring my kid to Disneyland, and I spend extra money. I reward my wife for her decisions. I'm struggling, but I still make extra time. You're rewarding her. The thing is, and this is why I say the full-time ghost, man, it's a hard pill to swallow. The Casper pill, I'd say, is harder than the black pill to swallow, because the black pill tends to be more external. You're looking for the knowledge. You're looking to understand how the world on an external basis and how that external world affects you internally. So you're looking from the external perspective with the black pill. You're saying, okay, how does this work? How does that work? How does this affect me? But with the Casper pill, it's all internal, man. It's an internal understanding of how how your actions affect the world and how you perceive it and move around it. You know what I'm saying? If you're going full-time ghost, you know what I'm saying? If out of nowhere you're like, yo, she put me on child support, all right, man, I'm ghosting. I'm gone. I'm gonna ghost this child now. That ain't mine. That's a bill. You know what I'm saying? Well, you can't full-time ghost with a kid, but if you're like, you know what? I'm looking at it. I'm removing myself emotionally. I'm ghosting it. She will get that money every month. I'm gonna pay my child support because my freedom is tied to it. So I'm gonna pay my child support, but that child will never see me. You know what I'm saying? That child, I will not reward the system, and I will not reward this woman by spending more time with a child that I'm paying for on child support. I won't do it. And what this does is, by virtue of you saying this, guess what this does? It increases the fatality rate. That's what it does. You know what I'm saying? This is how sick this society is, man. It has a man hoping for the fatality of his own child to free him. You know what I mean? To find freedom through the destruction of your own child. You know what I'm saying? Because it's either 18 to 21 plus years, or that child unaliving him, where, it's a dark aspect to look at this system. And think about it. A father gets the news, hey, hello, is this Tyrone? Yeah, this Tyrone. What's going on? Well, Tyrone, your son Jasper. Yeah, what about my son Jasper? Well, yeah, Jasper took his own life. Oh, my son. But some aspect of this man, subconsciously is like, oh, this is good. I'm out of child support. I'm free. You know what I mean? Look what it creates. So subconsciously, somewhere hidden deep within this man's subconscious, he's thinking about, man, if my child wasn't here, wasn't amongst the living, I would be better off. This is what this system creates. This is what child support does to a man. Somewhere deep, something that should not exist in a man's mind. The pro aspect to his child being unalived. Something that should not exist is within this man's mind as a positive. Because if it's either 18 years of slavery to this child support system, 18 to 21 plus years if that child goes to college and so on, or their kid unaliving themselves before 13. You know what I'm saying? This is how sick this system is designed, man. When a system is anti-male and male limitation, everything around it is designed to literally destroy and have this man be destabilized. Destabilized. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of men can't. This is why I tell people the Casper pill, man, Casper pill 2.0, 3.0, is that when you can fully ghost yourself, at some point you're going to have to ghost yourself, man. You're going to have to ghost your own emotions, your role in the society, to fully remove yourself so you can have a clear vantage point to look at the society and judge it completely. Because you being invested in the society is actually you corrupting your own ability to accept the truth and to actually look at it and do your due diligence. You're too invested. But when you can step all the way back, you get a better vantage point where you're like, you know what, I'm all about one thing. You know, my mobility, my freedom, all my choices are done through the scope of zero emotion. I don't make my choices based on emotion. You know what I'm saying? I've ghosted my own birthright. I've looked up my choices, what I've introduced myself. You know, I'm looking at things from the ghost vantage point where I'm not attached to this system. I don't care. It's not even about caring. It has nothing to do with me. Now you can see things clearly. You can see, damn. When you're not looking for idealism, there's a lot of men in the manosphere looking for the ideal solution. Right? Can't. If you're not ghosting, you're not a full time. You're not seeking the ghost, the full time ghost. You haven't taken a Casper pill. You can't, because you're still idealizing things rather than. Don't look for ideals. Don't look for the best situation for fathers and children. Don't look for that. That is corrupting your mind. Just look to understand the situation. And if you look to understand it, it becomes clear that you're in a system where fathers are hoping somewhere in the back of their mind, back of their psyche, they're hoping that their child is unalived. You know what I'm saying? Some aspect of their psyche is saying, damn, if my children weren't here, I wouldn't be a slave to this child support, you know. Man, they wouldn't eat through all my finances, my freedom, my ability to travel wouldn't be at risk. If only my children were not amongst the living. This creates something that's usually not in a man's mind. The only time a man's mind is usually on an aspect where he doesn't care for his child's livelihood is if their child is so corrupted, so evil. You know, there's no saving or helping that child. Then that man's like, you know, whatever happens to that kid happens. I don't care. But you know, this has been Hold the Truth Hostage, man. I want to thank everybody for being here on the 600th celebration. And like I said, man, feel free to comment, leave requests, join the Discord. You know, we're out there chilling, talking, and you could ask for requests. And, you know, I'm going to be doing more videos, more experimenting. You know, more things will come, you know, 600 videos. You know, there's a lot of things happening, man. A lot, you know, I'm surprised, you know, part of me's kind of surprised I'm still making videos. And, you know, now the quest is towards 1,000, you know, 1,000 videos. That's the next goal, 1,000, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, been through a lot, man. I want to thank everybody that's been there with me, man, for the support, respect, man. You know, I've been through a lot in this space, man. I've seen campaigns after me, man. You know, I've seen people try to jump me, do 4-hour streams dedicated to me on this, you know, attacking my character. You know, and this was, and the thing that's vile about this is that, man, this was literally a year and during the Conan-19 epidemic, man. during the COVID-19 epidemic, where people's lives were in danger, I saw it with my own eyes. I saw people knowing what's going on, with people risking their lives, people, their families at risk. I saw the whole Tony Bruno thing when he came after me, doing multiple streams, trying to damage my name, trying to come after me, suggesting, crime that is just horrific. During COVID-19, it shows you how heartless and evil people are, man. I'm not a man who believes in evil, but I believe when people just have no redeeming factors, that during COVID-19, an epidemic where people's families are losing their lives. You know what I'm saying? You see so many things happening. This is when people still make time to attack you, defamation of your character, create a whole group to attack you. During times where you're worried about your family, the whole country's going through lockouts. You know what I'm saying? This is why I live by a simple code, man. Never forget, never forgive. You know what I'm saying? There's no spite or nothing. It's just a simple way of knowing, keeping things. I saw it with my own eyes. Some people laughed at it, made jokes about it, but at a time where I think it had to be 2021 when this all happened, 2021, or I don't even remember. It had to be 2021. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember the whole thing, but at that time during the lockdowns, people still took time to attack and defame a man's name and character when we're all dealing with true issues. Families are in danger. That's when you see the poison. That's when you say there's no forgiveness. There's no pity, man. There's no sympathy for those type of people, man. You know what I'm saying? I saw the streams. What is it? The Mika channel did a stream on me. I saw Primal do a whole stream. You know what I'm saying? I bring this up because, this is the 600 celebration to see I made it this far, man. During an epidemic, people came after me, man. You know what I'm saying? I saw them still come after MD, man. During an epidemic where people are worried about their families, lives are in danger, people still made time to attack you. That's when you see there's no humanity in these people, man. That's when you know there's no such thing as humanity. You know what I'm saying? Within these people. Because when you look at that scenario, you're like, yo, man, the country's in a lockdown. People in my family are scared for their lives. My friends, shout out to homie David Little. You got friends and family taking roosts, taking a serum, not taking the serum. People losing their jobs. People not going to work. People not knowing how they're going to eat tomorrow. Yet these people still made time to attack. It shows you that there is no forgiveness, man. There is no humanity in these people, man. You know what I'm saying? That's when you see the true aspect of a lack of humanity. Is that at the most dire time, they'll make time to attack and destroy. You know what I'm saying? But man, thank you all for being on the 600 celebration, and may we one day celebrate another 600. Another 600 videos, man. Hope you all the best, and it's been Hold the Truth Hostage, where the truth was so important we wouldn't negotiate with lies. We would hold the truth hostage. Peace out, man. Oh yeah, we peace out, man. Much respect, and hope everybody well, man. Peace out.
They said the truth won't survive beside the lies that maintain the